It feels like it could be the lead up to an ugly divorce. Our relationship with the US seems to be on the rocks and things are starting to get nasty. Free trade deals are out, tariffs are in. And our most important partner is flirting with the idea of turning its back on alliances that have stood the test of time.
A friendship forged in the heat of battle.
Australia and the United States are old allies and true friends.
We'd be living in a very different country today if it wasn't for the United States and the United Kingdom.
In the trenches of the First World War and then in every war since.
Australia has been with America in every war since Federation.
But just as importantly, partners in peace, regardless of who's in power.
The United States has long played a leadership role in the stability and security of the Indo-Pacific.
The American alliance Australia has is the bedrock of Australian security, and that has been true for decades, but it's looking less reliable now.
Everything's been tipped on its head with new world disorder.
You're gambling with the lives of millions of people.
Suddenly insults, not goods, are being traded.
The European Union is horrible, horrible.
China will take advantage of Trump's chaotic behaviour.
Diplomatic language replaced by trash talk and, according to Malcolm Turnbull,
The conga line of sycophants creeping through the White House, paying homage to this guy and telling him he's a genius. And, you know, look, it's ludicrous.
the world flipped on its geopolitical axis.
Look around us. I mean, the impact Trump is having on the world, on the Western alliance, on markets, on our economies, I mean, these are matters that we have to talk about.
When you look at the new Trump administration, even in its early days, it shattered confidence in America's alliance network in Europe.
This is all unprecedented, but yet if you look to our political leaders, there's nothing wrong with AUKUS, everything's fine, the relationship is fine, nothing's changed.
Let me come back to
AUKUS. Well,
AUKUS.
it has changed. And perhaps
Turnbull's TV tirade, terrible timing.
Former Prime Ministers just need to shut up. They need to just...
Correct.
No exemption for Aussie steel and aluminium going to the US, now subject to a 25% tariff.
This is not a friendly act.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
Look, the president is unwavering in his commitment to restore American manufacturing and global dominance, and I think he doubled down on that this morning with his new statement and the tariffs that will be implemented tomorrow on steel and aluminum.
Such a decision by the Trump administration is entirely unjustified. This is against the spirit of our two nations' enduring friendship.
As Trump's America First trade policies are rattling our steel industry and Wall Street, China's sabre rattling is getting too close for comfort.
We were assured our Defence Force was watching Chinese warships by air and by sea.
Chinese warships in the Tasman Sea engaging in a live firing exercise, catching our Defence Forces off guard. Defence expert Michael Shoebridge from Strategic Analysis Australia.
It was a deliberate move from the Chinese government not to give Australia warning. And the other disturbing thing about the warships is the aggressive message that Beijing wanted us to understand.
We receive intelligence briefings and we also have absolute confidence in our Australian Defence Force.
But how damaged is our confidence in our most important ally? A partner today could be a punching bag tomorrow.
You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning.
know.
You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone.
An unprecedented presidential smackdown. But Trump's backers claim there's method in the apparent madness. Here's Republican Senator Jim Banks talking to Trump's nominee as Defence Department head, Elbridge Colby.
Is it possible here that President Trump's unconventional approach is actually very effective?
Yes, absolutely. I think the proof is in the pudding.
And sure enough...
Ceasefire. Ukraine. Ceasefire. Just agreed to a little while ago.
And I think with President Trump, you have a very different dynamic. You don't know what he's going to do, but you can get a deal with him.
As we wait to see if he can get a deal with Putin...
So the idea itself is correct, and we certainly support it. But there are issues that we need to discuss, and I think that we need to discuss it with our American colleagues and partners.
Malcolm Turnbull warns us to brace for more chaos and more bullying.
If you suck up to bullies, whether it's in the global affairs or in the playground, you just get more bullying.
And like so many world leaders, Anthony Albanese is stuck in the middle.
How are you going to deal with Donald Trump?
Well, I'll deal with him the way I deal with other world leaders, respectfully.
And Donald Trump has only been in power for just over 50 days. You can only wonder what the US president has in store for the next 4 years.